Alright, I'm going to try to do a little tutorial on how to get the Levitate Revamped animation working. So I assume everybody's here looking at Levitate Revamped and they want to be able to have the animation working when they're hovering and flying around instead of it look like they're standing in midair or running in midair. They want it to look like they're actually levitating, because there's a lot of people that put in the post that they are having trouble with that. Now, I'm not Gopher, so I can't make it like brilliant and explain it perfectly with a perfect, beautiful voice. But I'm just a regular dude, but I'm gonna try my best. Anyways, so the first thing you want to do is make sure you have four new idols in Skyrim, or FNIS. So I'm assuming everybody's already got this and everybody kind of understands this. But if you don't got it and you don't understand it, you have to get this. FNIS, you download it, you read about it as much as you can. Like, look for a Gopher tutorial on how it works. It's kind of simple. It seems scary and complicated, but it's really not. So you just have that, you get it installed, and then you forget about it for now. Alright? Next thing you do is make sure you get your Levitate Revamped. Go in here and grab that. Just grab it, and install that. And then the next thing you do is you want to get some cool magic casting, as recommended by the mod author of Levitate Revamped. So you download and install that. Now here's where the tricky part comes in. You also go here and get this Pretty Staff and Magic Cast Animations by DualSun, and you download this. And what this is one of their animations for like when you're holding and charging up a spell in your hand and you don't want to release it and you're just holding the spell in your hand, charging it up. One of their animations they include in this pack gives the effect of hovering off the ground while you're charging that up. So that comes in handy for Levitate Revamped, because of the fact that in Levitate Revamped, to activate your Levitate spell, you're holding and charging a spell and you're hovering up in the air, but normally it looks like you're running in air. Whereas if you replace that running animation with the one here that looks like you're hovering, it just creates a nice seamless effect of actually hovering and flying around. So you come here to Pretty Staff and Magic Cast Animations by DualSun. You download this. Alright, now it says you also need Pretty Combat Animations. I already have it. If you don't already have it, go ahead and grab it and install it. Okay, it's good anyways. I like it. Alright, so go ahead and make sure it's installed and then continue with your download. And it's downloaded over here. Just a quick word. I'm using Skyrim's mod organizer by Gopher because it's idiot proof. Yeah, I used to use the Nexus mod manager, but the thing about the mod organizer, it's better because if you make a lot of mistakes like I do, you're okay. You just uncheck whatever mods you're worried about, or even uncheck them all if you want, and it's right back to vanilla Skyrim. Or you can just load a vanilla Skyrim whenever you want. You can change profiles that haven't had all the bad mods and saves and things if you get things messed up. And also it tells you what's overriding what and what's being overwritten by what, and it just does a lot of the work for you. So I recommend Mod Organizer. Anyways, so we just made sure we had the Levitate Revamped, obviously you want that to start with. You got to have your FNIS, For's new idol in Skyrim. This is the thing that generates the custom animations for your game. You get your new animation for magic casting by XP32. I assume you have the XP32 Skeleton, by the way. I don't think you need it for this mod, but you might. I don't know. So you get this, and this covers all your basic cool looking magic casting stuff. But then you get the Pretty Staff and Magic Cast animations. This is the one that gives you the hover effect. Alright, very important one. Alright, so you've gotten all the stuff you need. Your fours, your levitate, your new animations, your Pretty Staff and Magic. It's all there. It's all installed, I assume. So, but when you go to install this one, the Pretty Staff and Magic Cast animations by DualSun, you don't install it normally. You can't just do a regular install. There's a trick to it. This is how you actually get the hovering animation. When you go to install it, choose manual, uncheck everything. Now open the file tree for Pretty Cast all the way till you get to the goodies. Here's all the real stuff. And you one-handed this, blah blah blah. You go down to magic cast. See where it says magic cast, magic cast. You want to check all these. This is the animation where it looks like your character is hovering off the ground. And this is the animation that we want to incorporate into our Levitate Revamped mod. So we only check Magicast, nothing else. Now it says no game data on top level. With Mod Organizer, you have to tell it what's the data file, whatever data folder. Pretty Cast, everything falls under Pretty Cast, your meshes, all this stuff. So right click Pretty Cast, choose Set Data Directory. Looks good. Hit OK. Boom. Now you got it down here. Now what you would want to do, mine's out of order, mine's all sloppy, but maybe yours won't be, but you would want to have your levitation spell checked, which I've got mine somewhere buried way up in here. I don't know where it is, somewhere. So you get your levitation spell checked, levitation revamp. You want to have your, let me sort it by category here for a minute. Animations. You want to have your new animation for magic casting by XP32 checked. You want to have your pretty staff and magic cast animations, which you've only chosen the magic cast files, the levitation files only. You want to install that and check that. Alright, and then you want to also make sure you have your FNIS gonna work for you. So what you do is, now I don't need to check this because I've already got it or whatever, but this is just to show you guys. So what you do is, now that you all have all the basic stuff, you got your Levitate Revamped base levitation mod, you got your new animation for magic casting installed and checked, you got your pretty staff and magic cast animations, but you unchecked everything except for the levitate ones called magic cast. You installed that and hit check. And you've got Four's new idols for Skyrim, FNIS, and now what you want to do is run it. You run Four's new idols for Skyrim, FNIS. So it starts to run. Now here's the thing, you want to tick off and check anything that relates to your business. Now the pretty cast, all those kind of things, they're gender specific, so you check that. If you have the XP32 Skeleton, which I'm assuming you do, you check that. Anything else you might have, you check. I have Momo's acrobatic jump for backflip. If you don't have it, don't check it, but hey, if you got it, check it. Anything you got, you want to check it. Alright, update FNIS behavior. What it's doing is anything that's a custom animation from a mod is sticking in there. It's stuck it all in there. So now you're good to go. You hit exit. You're done, right? But you're not. Look, a warning. There are potential problems with your setup. So what is it? There are files in your overwrite mod. So this is a mod organizer thing. It's actually a safety feature, and you'll learn to love it. So what you do is you see your overwrite at the very bottom. If you've got it like ordered by priority, okay, overwrite. That's important. What's going on here? Right click, create mod. What it is in your overwrite is what FNIS just did. It just rendered your custom mod animation. So I'm going to name it FNIS animations. It could be like animations for levitate, whatever, but this covers all my FNIS animations. I'm going to hit OK. And then you'd have to check it to make sure it's actually, when you load up your game, that FNIS functions properly and you don't look like you got a stiff mannequin that doesn't have proper animations. So now you got to have everything checked. You'd have this checked, you'd have your XP32 custom magic stuff checked, and your levitate spell checked, your pretty staff and magic cast animation checked, your FNIS, all of it checked. And then you'd load your game and you'd be good to go. And another thing is, if you generate, every time you run FNIS, you're going to have that warning and you're going to have to right click and create new mod from overwrite. But you don't need to have a lot of these, like these overwrite, create new mod, whatever, and then you get these like things, FNIS animations for this, FNIS animations for that. You only want one at a time. So whatever your most recent FNIS animations thing is that was created out of your overwrite, that's the one you want checked. Anything that's old news, you want unchecked. Otherwise you might have problems. And if it's old, you can actually remove it. Alright, let's say this is your most current though. This has your gender specific, your skeleton, it had my backflip, it had the animations for the hovers and all this stuff because I just ran FNIS. It was all stuck in the overwrite and I created the mod for it out of it. boom, you check it, you're good to go. And then we're gonna run and everything should be fine. Oh yeah, time to test out our levitating. Alright, so let's see what we got here. What are you doing? Oh, you're trying to hide from the all-powerful wizard. I see how it is. Can't hide from me. A wizard never walks, Frodo Baggins. He levitates precisely as he means to. If you sneak, you'll get that little thing, and if you stop moving forward and stand still, you'll get this. Those are the only known issues. You know what I mean? As long as you're moving, it looks sweet. But if you stop, you get this. Unless we figure out how to replace the idle charging magic animation, then we could fix that. But anyways, you've got your hover action going now. No need to worry about mountains and so forth. You can just hover right on over them. You got your whole Magneto thing going. You can rain down fire from above on unsuspecting bunny rabbits. I see one over there. Where'd you go, bunny rabbit? Excuse me. The levitation doesn't, make you, like, immune to the common cold, apparently. Oh, look, some little walls up here. Let's just levitate on up and see what we got up here. I am an all-powerful mage. Fear me. No one around? Nobody's home? I ran out of magicka. Oh, they're already dead. Something killed them. Ow. Oh, you want to fight? Okay.